Oops. Let me see. Are we? Let me just find out if we're back.
I just got
Okay.
the notification. Yeah.
Okay, so we're back on.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, hold
But
on.
you know,
I'm gonna add Matt in here so I can talk.
okay.
But yeah, go ahead. Keep on talking.
But we've lost these states. Why? I don't know. Whether it's because Republicans felt comfortable enough they didn't vote, and then they just decided they didn't have enough power to vote. I don't know why we've continuously lost states that used to be formerly pro-gun. Um, but I think at this point we need to recognize that there are some areas we cannot save. We could say, vote for your Republicans, vote for the positive in this world, but yet, are they actually going to do so? Matt, you're sideways.
Ha! I'm sorry, John keeps telling me to turn the phone sideways, so I figured I'd start out that way.
You gotta turn on the auto rotate.
Oh, give me just a second here.
All right, there you go.
All right.
All right. So Matt has an issue with what you said, Nick. So let me bring Matt on. Producer Cowboy here.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, Nick. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, brother.
That's great. I heard you talking about New Jersey being a lost state, and Donovan sort of chipped in, and I agree mostly with him. Look, all right, there are states that are very anti-gun, very anti-liberty involved. Um, these are the states that do need concentration. Virginia right now is a battleground state. The only way we're going to change that is people that are pro Second Amendment rights, pro Bill of Rights on the federal level or state level. We need to be more involved. All right. Yes, the governors, the state senators, state representatives, they might think they have everything free because they're up on top. We need to get involved in our local communities because you would be amazed on how much just talking to your mayor, just talking to your city council, even if you're in a podunk county,
Okay.
or even a like my town. We got 100,000 plus people living here. All right, get involved in your local community in their politics. That will shake the foundation from the bottom. It'll shake the whole structure. Just being involved, just by attacking the misinformation that the city council is getting and they're producing has facts. I'm facing this right now in my own city. I got individuals saying, "Hey, we can't teach kids about gun safety because they don't have the frontal lobe capacity to understand it." It's absolutely absurd. So, yeah, New Jersey is a long shot, I guess you would say. But if people get involved, just get involved, just dropping that seed in the city council members' ears. Hey, this is what you're saying, but that's not right according to the CDC, according to the FBI, according to this, according to that. These are government um, departments that are contradicting what you're perceiving as facts. So why are you believing this? Just dropping that little seed that can change your whole county, that can change multiple counties, that can change your whole state. We need to get out there. We need to be more active.
I agree. I agree, dude. Um, New Jersey has some very good organizations. New Jersey Second Amendment Society, they're pretty good. They do a lot when it comes to fighting for gun rights and meeting with politicians and whatnot. Um, I noticed when it comes to protesting and making your voice be heard, more people show up to protest the vape ban more than their right to own a firearm. Um, I was on my way to work and I stopped in Trenton when they had a when they had the protest for the magazine ban, and I would say had to have been a good 40, 50 people there. But you go to a vape rally, hundreds of people. Doesn't matter. Um, it's it's a matter of, like you said, it's a matter of getting out. Not many people get out. Not many people want to get out. They just think that or these handful of people will go out there. They will, take care of it for me. And
Yeah.
guess what? The politicians, they capitalize off of that because they don't see many people there. They don't think it's that much big of a problem for what they do. What can you do?
Matt, no one else can see me.
I can see you.
Yeah, everyone can see you.
No one else can see me. No one can see. Matt, this looks like he's pulled out a random gun for no reason.
We're showing off guns, and Nick lost because he doesn't have his.
Yeah, I got a
person-
helmet.
Yes, Nick, you are absolutely 100% right. There's two things that I want to go off from what you were saying. One is the American or the Second Amendment community is just that we hide behind the Second Amendment. We assume because they're on a federal level in the Bill of Rights. A lot of people don't understand that the Second Amendment is to restrict the federal government from infringing upon our rights. Once you get down to the state, because that's where the Constitution was made, was to unite the United States of America, to unite the states. The states have their own constitution. I know here in Virginia we have, or underneath a specific clause, a individual right to protect the firearms. So that is something that I am able to build off of here, and I'm trying to do that as well. Does New Jersey have any, or the state where you live in, do you have any kind of Second Amendment right written into your state constitution?
You know what, dude? I've been living here 20 plus years. Not that I know of. Exactly. I couldn't tell you, honestly.
All right. And I didn't mean to put you on that.
No. Because even if we did, they walk all over it like it's trash. But not that I know of. But even if we did, it's just words to them.
I would look into it to see if that is a building point for you. Like myself, I've always been more of a background person. Like Roger. I like to be the person to connect person A to person B, and they get together and develop seeds. Not children-wise, but their project is seeds. But a lot of people don't understand how the Bill of Rights on the federal level works. That it's there to restrict the federal government, and they take that assumption and say, "Hey, we're protected by the law. They can't do anything." Well, that's not really true. If you look at the state of California, from what I've looked into, they have no right for the right to bear arms.
New Jersey doesn't either.
No, I'm not. We're not allowed to.
I just looked it up. They don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adam. But then you got the state of Illinois. They have they have something that says the right to bear arms has per the police something. So as long as the police are like, no, you can't have firearms, well, guess what? Their state constitution allows them to ban that firearm. So if we can get active in our local, that was point 1.2. I forget exactly what you're talking about.
Leaving.
Huh?
He was talking about leaving New Jersey.
Oh, he was talking about leaving New Jersey. Why leave? You are a potential gun owner, I guess I should say.
Oh no, I'm a gun owner, but it's just I'm a restricted gun owner.
Yeah. So if all the restricted gun owners leave, then who's going to fight for the right?
Exactly. I'm not saying everybody's going to leave. Not everybody's going to leave who supports the Second Amendment. It is what it is.
I
Um,
believe everybody should leave because
yeah,
you're
No,
fighting in a state that doesn't get. No, it's too late.
It's 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 it,
These states have been lost.
it's
They've been
called.
lost for 30 years. You're talking 30, 40 years, sometimes longer, that these states have been lost. You're going to tell me that somehow in one magical election, after 30 years of saying, oh, we're going to fight for our rights back, they're finally going to get off and get enough people to vote positively to bring back gun rights? No. And even if they
yeah,
did, the Democrats have made it to a point now where they cannot remove some of these laws. California has made it to where things go through so many red flags. And even if they did, the federal courts and state
You've
courts
been
will fight
watching.
them back and say they can't remove them.
Hey, hold on,
I,
hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Since we switched over, we're no longer doing a fireside chat. Let me drop this.
Live from the Black
There we
Swan
go.
Media Studios, this is Liberty Report Live, bringing to you the news you need to hear and the stories you want to hear. Now, let's dig deeper.
All right, continue the debate. I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah. So, what I was saying, anyway, is that we've lost these states. The people who support the Second Amendment need to back out of the states that don't have any type of state constitution. They don't have a state constitutional amendment that allows them to bear arms. So the states can do whatever the hell they want. They need to leave those states and shore up the states that actually defend and support the Second Amendment to the point where maybe we can prevent states like Virginia, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, the big ones, from going fully blue and completely crushing the rights of the individuals there. Because Virginia, as you just said, we're a battlefield state. There is a high chance we will lose everything this coming election because of the change in our recent gerrymandering laws, because of the change in congressional districts.
yeah.
But we
Yeah.
don't have anybody to defend ourselves, to defend us.
I was.
from it.
all right. Stop for just a second right there, Donovan. I do understand exactly what you're saying. What you're saying is, all right, so everyone that is in these states that can't be saved, you need to run to the states that has the potential to be saved. So at the best there, what you're trying to do is get the, what is it, McDonald versus Chicago. You're trying to get enough states to have court decisions like that made. That way, there could be a ratification of the basically the whole infrastructure on the federal level. All right, I am saying, all right, don't leave, don't run, because just for the simple fact that you're there, if you run, what you're going to do is going to induce a more misinformation state. So there will be no one fighting these misinformation. There'll be less people fighting these misinformation. And then there'll just be a wave. So you're talking about shoring up states, and you're really just going to be developing a tidal wave in multiple different states. All right.
In states that were already lost. States that already were lost. They already hold the majority. They already hold everything. So there's no. You're literally not giving them a wave. You're giving them nothing, and then taking and building walls and defending the states that are almost lost. If you take 1,000 people from New Jersey and put them in Austin to fight back against the blue crap fest that has become Austin, Texas, you'll stop people like Beto from ever gaining access to the state senate or to the Senate ever again.
You're giving them. You said last 40 or 50 years, that's when these states were being lost, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So how long has our country been here? Since 1778 or 1776, whatever you want to point out. So that's a quarter of.
I'd actually argue that the creation of the 14th Amendment is what started the downfall, but we've already had a discussion on that.
He's talking about taxes.
So let me ask you, Matt. If now I understand where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I live in a state where my Second Amendment right is infringed upon. I'm not allowed to defend myself. I'm not allowed to defend my family. I'm not allowed to carry a firearm. My right to buy a firearm is limited. My capacity for magazines is limited. basically everything is limited or infringed upon. Any American, don't matter who it is, don't matter where you're from, should you be in a state that your rights are infringed upon? Should you live under such tyranny that you're not allowed to have your basic American rights allotted to you? Like, do I live under tyranny, or do I just, go and move to a new state where I'm allowed to exercise my freedoms? So obviously, I don't see it happening in my lifetime where New Jersey is going to change. I don't see it happening in my lifetime, my future children's lifetime. It hasn't happened in my parents' lifetime or my grandparents. So
Parents.
I don't see it happening. So should I live under tyranny? Should I live under infringement? Or should I go and exercise my right to bear arms in a free state?
All right. Now, question. Would you consider moving to Virginia right now as things stand?
Yeah.
Or with thinking in the future? All right.
I'd move right to Virginia. And if Virginia fell, which I hope never would, I'd move again. Because you know what? I'm not going to give up my rights. I don't care where I have to go. If I have to go to Montana or Utah or wherever to maintain my rights as an American, I will.
All right. And how many times are you willing to run?
It's not running. It's not running. It's more of, let's face it, there's going to be a domino. It's a domino effect. It's going to happen all around the country. So
I can.
I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it running.
And leave and move to Virginia, I could understand that move. But if Virginia were to fall like shortly after you moved here, you just pick up and move again.
If I can maintain my rights as an American, I don't care where I have to go.
Well, all right. Like I said, I could understand leaving New Jersey and coming to Virginia because it's been so long since you've had those, right? But Virginia, we are a battleground state, just like Donovan. We could lose that right here next election, 100%. Probably not 100 chance of losing, but there is a good chance that we could, and that is because, in my opinion, you got Maryland a very strict. Or you got everyone around DC to the north, and now they're finally moving down south. And once they're down south up into Nova, then they have split off into Norfolk and hit Richmond. And that is how they've gained control, just by hitting these major metropolitan cities. Just like California. They have the 5 major cities that literally control the state election. I just talked to a gentleman the other night. He is in a more rural area, and he's 100% Second Amendment. He's like, but we have those chances against these major metropolitans. What can we do to change that? I mean, so you literally have these islands of blue surrounded by red, but there's nothing we can do because the population's in there. So in my opinion, what we need to do is get into those islands of blue and have our voices heard. We talk amongst ourselves as the Second Amendment community, and we is talking to the choir. So I'm gonna have to take this to the religious side of it a little bit. My church we're very outgoing. We go into the neighborhoods. We reach out to the individuals that need help. We're not a very rich church. In fact, if things stand as it is, we'll lose everything within about a year and a half. But we won't stop those missions. All right. But you go to these other churches, they talk about this stuff a lot. And they get all this money in just from talking about everything. But they don't do jack shit.